So yesterday we did the Lions, should I stay or should I go? Now we open it up to the entire NFL. I'll give you guys some names of players. The CBS list that I found has their projected team that they're going to go to, reasons why. Want to get your thoughts, agree, disagree, or other spots you might think. Sound good?
Let's go.
Sure.
All right, number one, Baker Mayfield. He had a somewhat of a career revival or, saving his career in Tampa. Organizational continuity is the reason that he's going to stay in Tampa. Thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think taking Tampa in the playoffs and winning a playoff game, and it looks like his teammates and the team just generally like him. He may not be the greatest, but if you draft a quarterback, you got to start all over again. And with Baker Mayfield, you could try to pick up where you left off and hope that you can pick up some free agents or draft picks, but you already have a quarterback that people like.
Get an offensive line in there, and he'll get even better. Remember, they didn't have a running game. They handed it a million times to Rashad White. They just couldn't do nothing with it. And here's the other thing. Goff is more valuable to you than anyone else. Baker's more valuable to them than anyone. Sometimes your value is right at home.
Yep.
So, yeah, I think it's the right move.
Which is funny because, you know what, Kenny? I'm not going to steal your thunder. I'm going to be quiet and let you go to the next one.
All right, Next one. Former Lion DeAndre Swift had actually a pretty nice season at the beginning, was used a little bit less later on. Projected team, the Chargers.
I don't love it. I don't. I think the Philadelphia way of doing things with multiple backs, that offense, a good offensive line. DeAndre, stay home. Stay right there. I wouldn't want any part of going to the Chargers for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah, I think that this is one where kind of like Baker Mayfield, his value is about as high as it's going to get right where he's at in Philly. He was a part of that rotation in the mix. Yeah, he should stay in Philly, not try to go to the Chargers.
Next one here, Tony Pollard. His efficiency dropped. He's only still just 26 years old. The Cowboys are trying to go cheap, so projected team would be the Bucs.
Hate it. Hate the fit. There's no need for it. Rashad White has the role. He's already shown to be a bell cow. Pollard, for me, you're going to a worse offensive line. You're going to another pass-centric team. Rico, that makes no sense to me.
It makes zero sense to me, Mike. You know, the place where maybe if I were him, I would try to go to is because I think that he's going to go back to playing the role of the backup. I'd either try to go to the Titans or try to go to the Steelers. Two teams that are going to try to run the ball a lot, and I think that could help him in a backup role.
Next one, Devin Singletary. He kind of led the team into the playoffs in the backfield there. Is this a stay-at-home situation? Because projected team back at the Texans.
Yeah,
it's a great spot.
Yep,
took Dameon Pierce's gig, understands the offense. I think it's continuity matters, and if you can get Singletary to take respectable money, 100%, man, stay there.
Yeah, it reminds me when Pollard, the guy we just talked about, was better than Zeke Elliott, and he kind of took his job, and it was like, this is the best spot for you. Yeah, if you're Singletary, stay there, young core, you could be a part of that for a while.
A.J. Dillon, an interesting one. They're projecting him to return to his hometown in Baltimore. Is that a real thing?
Yeah, because honestly, Aaron Jones obviously makes the money. You know, Dillon was a luxury pick. He was the compliment back. The rookie deal's over. And for me, that's Jordan Love's offense. That's a passing offense. You go to Baltimore, you know they know how to use running backs. You can become the true battering ram back. Gus Edwards, thanks for the years, but he's very limited in what he does. I wouldn't hate that. A.J. Dillon was built to be a Raven.
Yeah. No, Mike, I agree. Mike said it all, Kenny.
This all kind of hinges on Stephon Diggs, but Gabe Davis, maybe he goes and reunites with Ken Dorsey in Cleveland.
Rico, go.
I don't hate it, but yeah, I guess it does depend on what happens. But yeah, I would say
I love it.
I could see it in Cleveland. Yeah,
I love it because Buffalo, Shakur has already taken the air in the room. Kincaid is already going to be a superstar at tight end, right? They're already using Dawson Knox and him. And as long as Kenny said it, Rico, as long as Diggs is there, might be time for big game Gabe to get the hell out of town. I actually wouldn't hate that fit. Who's coming to the Lions here, Kenny? Come on. Give me some sizzle.
I'm getting there. Don't worry about it. We got plenty of
Quit the foreplay. Let's get down to it.
Well, that brings us to the next name. Fletcher Cox coming off his 12th year. Jesus, 12 years. It feels like he's been in Philly since I was in grade school. A reunion with his old friend Jim Schwartz, perhaps also in Cleveland.
Love it. Bit roll. Give me 15 to 20 snaps a week. Elite D-line. You put him next to Myles Garrett on the interior. Love it. Great place for him to go.
You look at him as a one-year rental. He has the leadership. He's been there before. Yeah, on a limited role, you're not asking him to go out there for every snap. Okay.
And Stephon Gilmore, Dallas may prefer allocating top dollars to other spots. Meanwhile, has cash to spend. Teams like the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, Zabob. Super Bowl or bust. Zabob. Hell yeah. That's a veteran, short-term deal, and I draft his replacement in the second round. Yes. Yes.
No, I like that. Gilmore.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, your secondary wasn't quite what you thought it was going to be. And whether it was injuries or just some guys I'm just not going to bring back. I'm looking at you, CJ. Yeah, I like that.
Damn it, he did it again. The next name, C.J. Gardner. All of yesterday he did this. C.J. Gardner Johnson was the next name on the list here. Projected team, the Colts. I don't care where he lands. Just get him the hell out of here.
It could be the Michigan Panthers. Yeah, sorry.
Oh.
No. It's not that his talent, Mike. It's just when I saw – I can't get past the stupid penalty he got in the championship game because it was personal. Like you put your needs above the team. It was a dirty hit, but man, you're playing for a spot in the Super Bowl, and you're going over some little beef that you got with a receiver.
Coach said, "Don't cost us 15." What did he do? He cost you 15.
Yeah.
And I didn't like the waving to the crowd. I don't need all the junk talk. I like CJ as a player. I was happy we got him. I think you're starting to understand why the Saints didn't keep him, why the Eagles didn't keep him, and if he leaves the Lions, yeah, that's a trend. You're a hired gun. We're going to bring you here for a little bit, but we ain't going to marry you. It's not going to happen. Yeah, and I'm fine with it because the Lions have developed talent at the position.
Yeah.
And the last one here, Mike Evans, AFC South's up-and-coming contenders are going to spend. Projected team, the Texans.
Wow.
You know what? I don't think I would as the Texans because I think you have two good receivers right now. They're young. Develop those guys and maybe draft a receiver, but I don't think that the Texans would be a good fit for him, Kenny.
I'm with Rico on this. I've got Nico Collins, who's my lead dog. I've got Tank Dell, who's my 2, and I have Dalton Schultz, who's my 3. I'm fine if you say, hey, I want to draft a guy. I don't need a over 30-year-old possession guy. I don't like that fit at all. I'm with Rico on that completely.
You know where I would go with? Maybe the Chiefs. Because you've obviously went bankrupt when it came to receivers.
I could take off. This guy's on his game. That's 100%. I don't have a bell here in the home studio, but bing.
Yeah, there you go.
Hell yeah, dude.
On a high note, that is in football today.